Want to bring in retired Lieutenant General Richard Newton, who served as Assistant Vice Chief of Staff for the Air Force. General Newton, thank you so much for being here. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Natasha. Good evening.
Can you help us put into perspective how terrible these events were? These missile strikes in Ukraine marking the deadliest civilian attack since September. Is Vladimir Putin aiming for Ukrainian civilians here, or is there any reason to believe that Russia simply missed a military target?
No, he's absolutely aiming for civilians and civilian targets. This missile barrage, constant missile barrage, has really been ongoing since October of last year. And so it's the significance of this is he keeps putting innocent civilians in the crosshairs and using his, in this case, the Kh-22 supersonic cruise missile as a weapon of terror. He's trying to, again, really put the Ukrainians again in the battle. It's remarkable to me that he continues to do this in a way that's trying to break the will of the Ukrainian people, but actually he's stiffening the will, and certainly stiffening the will of President Zelensky.
And General, about 100 Ukrainian troops are actually going to be coming here to Oklahoma's Fort Still as soon as this week. They're going to begin training on the Patriot missile defense system. Very important for the Ukrainians. Does this move put the U.S. at risk in any way?
No, it doesn't in a sense of putting U.S. boots on the ground. The fact, and you nailed it, my sources tell me also that there's 100 Ukrainian soldiers that will be training on the U.S. Patriot anti-defense system, which, by the way, this is the system that could have actually taken down those supersonic Kh-22 missiles that were fired on Saturday. So I think it's significant that President Biden has authorized the use of the Patriot missile system. We'll put a battery of missiles there in the coming months, but first and foremost, it's important that we train the Ukrainians at Fort Still in Oklahoma to make sure that they are prepared and trained and ready to operate this really very important weapon system. It will change the dynamic real quick. It'll change the dynamic of the air defense system so that in the future, when Putin thinks about trying to, put cruise missiles and other ballistic missiles towards the Ukrainian, especially the civilian populace, he may think twice because of this Patriot battery system.
I appreciate that. And all I was going to say is it seems like it really can't come soon enough in Ukraine as this is happening. Meanwhile, there have been contradicting statements from Russian forces, both military and a mercenary outlet claiming to have taken control of Soledar. What is your take on all of this, considering Ukraine says that the town has not been taken over yet, that the fighting continues there?
Well, the fighting does continue, especially in the eastern part of Russia, or of Ukraine, as we see on our map here. The significance of this is that the war is still in a matter of a grind. There is still this war of attrition going back and forth, where there's just not a whole lot of movement on the battlefield, and so that the Russians are trying to regain of a city that you mentioned that they lost in the eastern part of the Donbass region. They're not necessarily. My sources tell me they're not doing this with Russian soldiers and forces as much as they are with this Wagner group, which is a paramilitary contract military outfit or paramilitary outfit for the Russians. It tells me that we're still and will for the foreseeable future be in this war of attrition, where the war grinds on, and where but no particular side, especially in the winter months, is going to gain any particular ground. There may be some back and forth that we're seeing in this city, and it's the strategic communications on one side. Russia says we've taken the city. The Ukrainians say, no, we haven't. The city's still up for grabs, but that's a tactical implication. But the strategic implication is Russia continues to lose on the battlefield, and that for my foreseeable future, and my sources tell me that there's no way that they can really regain the footage that they had at the beginning of the invasion. And so Ukraine is fighting on effectively, but there are going to be pockets of resistance that we see that the Russians, as they begin to regroup and try to take back some of these small towns.
General Newton, in just about 20 seconds, can you help us understand what does Vladimir Putin stand to gain by bringing a civilian apartment building like this to the ground?
I believe what he's trying to do is he's trying to terrorize the Ukrainian populace. He's trying to break the will of President Zelensky and the Ukrainian military. And what he's done is he's actually emboldened President Zelensky. He's emboldened the Ukrainian military. He's actually stiffened the resistance of the Ukrainian people, even though they're facing loss of power grids, they're facing, it's cold, it's the wintertime and so forth, and their normal day-to-day life has been disrupted. But this is not the right approach for Putin at all. And so I believe he is going to lose ground here, not only in public opinion in Ukraine, but also public opinion in Russia, but also public opinion that he'll be ostracized, continue to be ostracized around the world.
Always appreciate your time. General Newton, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you, Natasha.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.